On today's episode of the Habitz Podcast, we've got Chris Tibbetts, and he'll be sharing with us his good habits when it comes to weight loss transformation. So thanks for joining us in the studio, Chris. Tell us a little bit more why you're the expert when it comes to weight loss transformation.
Hi, Mike. Thanks for having me. So when I was 39, I tipped the scales at over 33 stone. I went to see my doctor, and basically he said that I probably wouldn't see my 50th birthday, but he needed to run some more tests. He ran some more tests and then said, basically, if you don't sort your life out, you'll be dead in 6 months. So that was the kick, really, I needed. And over the last 9 years, I've lost over 100 kilogram in weight. But for 6 years of those, I was still continuing to yo-yo, and it wasn't until 2017 when I admitted that I had an overeating issue and I was an emotional eater, and I saw help from mentors, coaches, and support, that I finally began my transformation. And then in the last 3 years, I've been in recovery, and I'm now ready to support other people on their own transformation journey, addressing their emotional eating, addressing their overeating, and basically rebuilding their mindset, ready to have a weight-free life.
So I take it then, obviously, losing over 100 kilograms in weight, yo-yo dieting yourself, you've seen a lot of fad diets and advice that maybe might not be relevant to people. What is it that you've seen that people get wrong when it comes to dieting or weight loss transformation?
The biggest thing, probably over my 9 years, I probably spent close to about £60,000 on diets, trainers, coaches, programs. And what I've seen is a lot of the information out there, especially in this day and age, is what's the latest celebrity, what's the latest Instagram follower, people who aren't really qualified or even been on a journey. And it's all very much cookie cutter. So it's buy this program and you'll be shredded in 12 weeks, or follow this drink, or take this and it's going to make life better for you. There's never any actual understanding of people's issues that are causing them to do this. Because yes, you can be disciplined for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, even 8 weeks if you're really lucky, and you'll drop weight. But actually, a lot of these solutions aren't changing your habits and aren't changing your mindset. They're just really selling you a dream. And I'm a firm believer that a lot of this dream selling is wrong.
So I think, well, a lot of people will look for a shortcut, won't they? So they want a magic pill, or they'll join a group and they will lose weight short term. You're looking at the sort of root cause of it and trying to change the mindset and the thought process behind their habits.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. Because to be honest, most of your weight loss actually happens from the neck up. That's where the biggest change will take. Because if you don't address the mindset and what's driving you to, decide I'm going to eat that family bag of Doritos because I've had a bad day, or actually I'm going to smash that big piece of cake because, it's my birthday. Now, I'm all for people having a slice of cake on their birthday, but when it turns to being the whole cake, then that means you've got a bit of a problem. And it's understanding those root causes and those issues, because actually you can have a life of eating what you want, when you want. And it's not about restriction, but it's about understanding, what you need to be eating and when you need to be eating it, and seeing food as really the fuel, not, the cure to whatever is troubling you or your angst or anything else.
So it's an emotional attachment to food then, really, is a bad habit that many people have.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. That is the biggest thing, because they will see it as a good thing. I in particular used to look at, I used to see chocolate hobnobs as one of my trigger foods, and I'd have chocolate hobnobs when I was happy, and I would have chocolate hobnobs when I was sad, but I wouldn't just have one. To me, an open pack was always an empty pack, and I would always demolish the entire pack. And that was my trigger, saying, oh, there's a chocolate hobnob. And it was never just the one. In a similar way, Domino's pizza, that was a similar one for me. I could never have just one or two slices. I had to have the entire large pizza, even if I didn't want it, and then I'd finish off somebody else's if that was there, because it was just that driving in my head, the emotional attachment to, I have to eat that food, I have to eat that food.
Do you think it's interesting that you've put an emotional attachment to food there? And I think social media's got a big to play when you see all these fitness models and they're posting perfect pictures of themselves. So then that would make me feel worse, and because I didn't look like those people, I didn't have those results, not realizing that they're unrealistic for 99% of the people looking at them. And that would make me probably eat more.
It will, because you'll get that sadness. You get that, well, I'm never going to achieve that, so I might as well just give up. I might as well just demolish this food. I might as well just, I'm never going to be that ripped six-pack person. And what the fitness models never tell you until after they've left the career is how unhappy they are, how ill they are, how they don't have any sex drive, how they're miserable, they're angry, they don't have a life, and they work and work and work to get this very, very unhealthy life. It looks perfect body, but if you start going below 5% body fat, that isn't healthy for you, because your body's designed to have fat on it. And I think when you see that and people see these images, and again, social media has got a lot to play, as you say, because if you're not that perfect, you can fake it. How many reality TV stars have learned with Adobe Photoshop that you can quickly tidy things up that aren't right, or with the right lighting or the right imaging, you can have that perfect photograph, which and then on the back of that they'll be flogging some tea, some skinny jab or something else, which is, again, these people are susceptible because they go, everyone wants a quick fix, everyone wants a silver bullet.
So if there's people watching this now and they want to get some good habits from you, what would you suggest would be 3 actionable tips that they could follow that would improve their chances of transforming their weight loss?
So the first thing that I try to do when I'm helping people is we're looking at what is the trigger, what's triggering your emotional eating, what's triggering these feelings that make you want to overeat, because quite often you will eat too much and you don't stop, and you carry on and carry on and carry on. And I think if you can start understanding triggers and start keeping a sort of food diary, a food journal, to say, right, okay, what caused that? Because when you can get to understand that cause, you can stop it. You can put disruption tactics in place. You can allow, if you're one of the people who reaches in the cupboard and the biscuits, you can put a post-it note there that's just disrupting your mind to go, right, I've got a trigger, but there's a post-it note there going, because once you get that pattern interrupting your mind, that's a first step that can dissuade a lot of ordinary people with emotional eating attachment. If you've got a food addiction, that needs a lot more work. But if it's a normal, just pattern interrupt, put something in there, go, don't have that biscuit.
It's interesting that you say that, because I know when if you're going through counselling and stuff like that and you're dealing with traumatic events, that's something that they recommend that you do as well. It's almost like, how did you feel before that behaviour? So they can almost trace it back to what causes the issue, rather than trying to cure, or it's like you spot those patterns and then you can do stuff to stop them happening.
Yeah, and I think me, from my personal circumstances, I'm 3 years into recovery from an overeating addiction. So I know that every day I have a battle, and I know I'm not cured, because you're never cured as such. All you're doing is understanding your emotions and you're understanding your things, and you know that things are going to happen. But because I know my triggers and I've been trained and coached so well now, I can work on that. But again, it's something that anybody can do with the right support and right coaching. So, I think, as you say, having that understanding, what was that cause beforehand, what was that feeling beforehand, once you can get control of them, then you're halfway to the battle of actually stopping food going in your mouth in the first place.
So keeping a journal so you can identify the behaviours that you show before you overeat or make poor food decisions is a good habit. What would your second good habit be?
Second good habit would be surround yourself by the right people. Surround yourself by people who are going to support you. Tell people about how you're feeling, what your issues are. So you aren't feeling pressured when you go out, or pressured when you're at a friend's house, or people aren't saying to you, you're not eating today, or you're not, or have another slice of cake. Or if people are aware of what you're wanting to achieve, then actually they're far more supportive, and they'll understand that when you're having an off day, they're there to support you and they're there to help you. And I think by doing that, that's great. And then the other thing you got to do is also remove yourself from people who aren't going to support you. So if you're going with people who are encouraging, drinking, encouraging, let's have a takeaway, encouraging things that are going to trigger you, you have to sort of move away from those group of people, because on this journey, it's about rebuilding yourself and putting yourself first.
But if you surround yourself with like-minded individuals, you're probably going to achieve it. You're more likely to achieve that because it's a collective effort, isn't it, for you to achieving your goal? So surrounding yourself with positive people that are on a similar journey, you're more likely to be successful because it's a collective effort and to help you achieve those goals. What would your third final good habit be?
My third final good habit is seek out the help. seek out people, follow the right people on social media, seek out, coaches, seek out support, seek out the free advice that's out there for good people and from people who are telling it is without any, trying to sell anything. There's many people out there. There's James Smith, there's Darren Cartel, there's Paul Mort. There's people there who put free content out there all the time to support you and give you advice. And I think you need to be listening to experts rather than listening to the latest reality TV star from Love Island or from Towie trying to flog their latest solution. You have no idea about where you've been, the journey you're on, or where you want to get to. They're just interested in the next payment they can have for their Instagram ad.
So if I'm watching this now and I want to lose that COVID stone, where can I find out more about yourself, Chris?
So you can find us on LinkedIn, Instagram and Facebook. Our LinkedIn is myself, Chris Tibbetts, and we also have a Transform 365 page. And in Facebook, we are T Transform 365, and Instagram is T Transform 365. And if you want to follow my private journey on Instagram, I'm tipsyboy_100kg coach.
Thanks very much for joining us, Chris. Appreciate it. So thanks to Chris for joining us in the Habitz Podcast studio and sharing with us his good habits when it comes to weight loss transformation.